Yo, Fluffs, what's up? It's good to see you all. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you can make it. We got Zaluka, PJ, Roger, and Dave in the house. How you guys going?
Yo,
Good.
That song almost sounds like a variation of that song Discovery Channel. You remember that one? It goes, you and me ain't nothing but mammals.
Yep. I was thinking of that as well. Another mammal, so let's start Blood Out Gang.
hear that? Yeah, but flat out there, didn't you?
I used to love that song, by the way.
MCToon won the debate, but the Earth is still flat. MCToon won the debate. Are you mad?
No, he's probably saw the votes because a whole bunch of trolls just come in and vote all of a sudden.
Oh, right. Okay.
Like
We were at 50-50.
10 minutes ago, it was 90% flat for Eftworld.
Right.
Now all of a sudden it's 52% MCToon. So yeah, obviously they're going to come in and just vote. What do you?
You got to remember, folks, they are on a full-fledged damage control campaign right now, especially this year. Seeing it full force. We're starting to see the wheat from the tares being separated real quick.
Mission indoctrination.
That's a good one.
Re-indoctrination, sorry. Mission re-indoctrination. That's what we're trying.
That's good to see you guys. Hope you all had a good rest and everything. So we're going to be watching the debate between Joe, Eftworld against MCToon when he was at Duffy's church.
Mm-hmm.
Have any of you actually watched it yet?
No,
sir.
Not yet.
Me neither. I have watched some of it. It's just like really quick. I was trying to listen to it to see what it's about, but I couldn't really get into it. But I did realize some parts are muted. So while they're presenting, you can see what they're showing, but you can't hear what they're saying, which is really odd stuff. So,
Joe said he's got to try and join in half an hour.
Oh, that would be great, Joe. Yeah, it'd be great to you come in and stuff.
Hey, can I just say quickly before we go on? I said it in my did it in my stream as well that it's Michael Khan's Mrs. Beth's birthday today. So again, happy birthday, Beth. God bless you. Mine's is tomorrow. Catching up.
Yeah, shout out to Beth. Happy birthday to her. I hope she has many blessings today, and hope it's really, really going well for her. I'm sure it is. I'm sure he's spoiling her rotten. You're turning 18 tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to do I'm just doing a birthday stream, just a random stream. So anybody doesn't mind, I'm not going to come in with a topic. I ain't got any videos. I have, but I'm not going to supply any. But anybody just put links in, whatever you want to put in, talk about it. Not big, long videos, but shorter. Maybe, I don't know, a few minute videos. Then we can just put them on and just talk about whatever. Let's do a random one for the birthday. So we'll do that tomorrow.
Awesome, yeah. And then obviously I'm not going to be streaming Monday because it's my daughter's birthday, and then you'll be streaming Monday then.
And then you stream Tuesday instead.
Yeah.
Cool.
That'll be awesome. So yeah, guys. The shape of the Earth debate between Joe Hill, which would be Eftworld, against MCToon, which is MCToon. I would have loved to be able to watch that debate live and then throw eggs at MCToon.
Face to face. Brilliant, man. Brilliant.
Did you already know what I put down on the poll? I put down MCToon.
Of course you did. Hero.
You probably got a poster of him in your room, don't you?
A little shrine in the closet?
No, I don't have any MCToon merch.
Oh, you don't?
No.
You got to support your heroes, you know?
What kind of fan are you, man?
Yeah.
I gave Flatzoid $159.99.
$169, dude.
You got to round it up.
Yeah, that's like 3 pence.
But I also gave FTF
in UK it's about 40-50 quid.
Yeah.
He's hedging his votes.
I also gave FTFE $159.99 as well. So I'm not biased.
You're not biased. You're silly.
He's riding that fence there.
He just wasted it on gay hookers. I don't know why.
Sav, you're right about the campaign. Tom and Dan's just putting out tons and tons of videos shaming Flat Earth instead of like covering anything else, dude. I think he needs to be shut down.
Mm-hmm.
No, the thing is, let him go. I look at it like, you know, in that scene in The Exorcist where he was throwing the water, the holy water, and he was going, the power of Christ compels you. And he's just freaking out and starts spitting up green soup and shit. And that's exactly what we're seeing right here. That's what I see a reflection of. They are arriving, getting very reckless, getting very careless. And I'm a person, I see patterns. And this final experiment, that's part of this whole thing. Because all of a sudden here in 2024, despite the fact that there's been people known to be down in Antarctica for the better part of a century, all of a sudden this is the big hot button thing. Hey, right. All of a sudden, so important in 2024 that Shatner's going to go, and we're going to have Neil deGrasse Tyson's making a trip down there, and you're going to have. I mean, come on, people. When does it become obvious?
That's it.
Yeah, it's just really.
How is that obvious?
You don't see patterns.
All just a show, Luca.
You haven't
just publicity stunt. It's a publicity stunt. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. I seen when you watched MCToon debating yesterday, like Sov was just saying that you could see it in his face. It was almost like a demon behind the skin, writhing, wriggling about, trying it out. You know what I mean? Especially when you played that video, whoever put in chat that, and he was swearing at Austin on the screen like that. You could see it. You could see it. It was just pure demon.
We didn't get to see him use the Lord's name in vain either. I want to see that part.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it. I don't
want to. That's the problem.
That's the thing. You want to hear it so you can see that he did it, but you don't want to hear it at the same time because it's taking the Lord's name in vain.
Yeah. You know? Yeah, you can just go watch the video from Road Polish and you should be able to.
Yes.
But I'm not in the mood for that too with MCToon. We saw last night he showed the disgusting side of him. We are going to do part 2 of that stream, by the way. I just thought it'd be great to do this one tonight as well.
What about the one with Duffy and Dave?
What's it?
Dave Beverly.
We'll probably do that at a stage as well.
Okay.
But I don't really find that appealing so much.
No, not at the minute. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So guys, we're going to start it up. I'll put it to 12 and 16 seconds. That's where, because all they did now was just give intros where they came from and stuff.
Right.
And they're going to start debating from here.
Go, Joe.
Yeah, shout out to Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was awesome of him to actually go live and debate. So I think that's quite cool.
Absolutely, face-to-face, brilliant.
Yeah, especially holding himself, composure, sitting so far away from that guy. You know,
then like a courtroom.
They know that he could just jump over the table. So
when it like sits there, it reminds me of like Timon and Pumbaa. Timon saying, "Let me at him," and Pumbaa's to hold him back.
Who's on trial though? That's my question.
Stuff disappeared halfway through the end song. We did it yesterday, and when the song finishes, I'm back saying, like, "Nice one, guys. See you later, Sov," and all that. And there was nobody there.
The globe Earth and flat Earth are both on trial at the same time.
Okay.
What?
He's referring to it like it was a courtroom, and I was like, "Who's on trial?" You know.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys ready? Let's see where they go.
Absolutely.
And we can find out what they debate.
All right, okay. You guys may start your Michael's 5-minute presentation of evidence uninterrupted, and then 5 minutes of rebuttal from Joe.
Quite soft.
All right, you got the slides?
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
The celestial navigation slides.
Ooh, he likes
So, celestial navigation is something that very much relies on understanding the shape of the surface that we're on in order to accurately determine the location that you're at. So, if you're in the middle of the ocean, you don't have any.
See what I'm saying? He's talking now. He's put this up, and I can't hear what he's saying.
If a person has slides, then you
said anything about lies?
Pretty good. No, slides.
He's live, yeah.
Right,
but why would his mic go mute when they're showing the?
Well, that was a stupid ass thing to say. We need to look at the sky to determine what we're standing on.
And it's idiotic.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, the Phoenicians were flat earthers. They're the ones who created celestial navigation. They were the first celestial navigations over the oceans. They didn't think it was a globe. They didn't use a globe to navigate. It's all just based on your relative position to a known location. Globe's not required at all.
No,
the
Phoenicians, yes. Not the Phoenicians, the Phoenicians. Phoenicians,
yeah.
It's PH.
Type it in
PH, yeah. PHE.
Oh.
PHE.
N. I don't know, Phoenicians. Anyway, but like I said, the navigations, you don't need a globe Earth for it. I mean, even what he's got on screen right now, guys, all he's done is he's taken where you see F, that would be to the center of the Earth. They made a tangent on a globe, but that tangent on a globe, they've taken from the celestial sphere and just put the observer inside the center of the Earth.
Yeah. I wish 10th Man was debating him, actually. He's got a better grip on celestial navigation than most.
Mm-hmm. It's very simple. The elevation angle he's using to make this measurement means it's flat. That's it.
You have a 90, right?
Yeah, you have a 90-degree angle. He's having an elevation angle. So when he's measuring line of sight to that star, that star has a GP that sits on the same plane as the observer. It makes a right angle triangle. And like we've explained it before, it's very simple math to know how far your distance really is. Let's say you've measured 80 degrees. You're going to take the 80-degree measurement. You're going to minus it from the 90. That gives you 10. That's your co-altitude angle. And then you're going to times that co-altitude angle by 69. And that gives you your distance in nautical miles. That's it. No globe needed for anything. So it's really, I don't understand how this guy still doesn't get it. There is no globe needed for his postulation of celestial navigation needing for a globe.
Well,
it's just based on location.
Okay, so the Phoenicians used the stars because they didn't move. That they were always in the same spot, so they used them for the navigation. Since it was simpler, right? It was easy.
Luca, how celestial navigation works over the sea? You got what you call dead reckoning, so you know your previous locations. It's like a line that you're following. You know more or less what direction you're going. You'll know based on the dead reckoning how far off course you've been going, and based on actual observation, you'll know if you're going in the right direction. There is literally no need to work it out on a globe.
Yeah, and you need a plane in the first instance. That's the whole point.
Let's, for instance, look at the. I mean, let's even look at even the way the Vikings did. Also, flat earthers, by the way. They just said, "Okay, I need to follow that star," and then they followed that star. If they saw us to the right, they knew, okay, we need to go to the right. They didn't worry about, let me quickly work out the This Haversine formula. No one used the Haversine formula because it didn't exist yet.
They just looked at stars and said,
They knew
okay,
where
the
to
star's
go.
here, so let's because the stars didn't move.
No.
Oh, they do
so
No,
move.
the stars do move. They're just in the relative position at a certain time of year, and they realize this through observation.
And you need a flat
So
plane to find the location there.
So
To-
they jotted down where the stars were and how to get to places, but something strange happened because like a couple 100 years later, that they well, other people used their scripts of where the stars were and noticed that they were a bit off. The stars seem to have moved slightly from their position, so it wasn't as accurate as it was a few 100 years
What
ago.
are you talking about?
I haven't got a
All
clue.
right.
Because the stars moved.
What are you saying?
What are you talking about? Can you show us this, please?
Isn't that how it works?
No,
No, not really.
stars stay in the same position.
But the stars did move, so they had to.
Well, because they
update.
Has the
rotate
North,
the
has the,
star.
let's put it this way, has the North always seen the same northern stars?
No,
Yes.
Yes.
They haven't.
No.
Has the South always
northern
seen the
star-
same southern stars? Yes.
Yes.
no.
Yes.
The
Luca.
northern and southern stars have changed.
Dude, what?
But
What?
let's get.
What
back
are you
to this-
smoking?
But let's get back to this video.
Are you claiming Orion's belt used to be in the south or something?
I'm claiming that Orion's belt wasn't the same set of stars as we see it now.
Oh, we had a different.
Always be.
Or did just 3 more come and take its place, or something, or what?
Well,
what
we
are you
had a
saying?
different. We had a different Orion's belt as.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Just
so-
happens
so
to be the same as the one we got now, though.
The ones that are pointing at the pyramids there.
The stars.
The ones that still align perfectly to the 6,000-year pyramids. Okay.
Right on, bro.
Hey, Joyce B. Good to see you.
So yeah, Luca, all
Believe
you're
whatever
making is
somebody says.
claims based on stories you've heard
Yeah.
by people that can't prove their
Well,
claims.
it's all based on his perception of the person that presented it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Your perception of the source. So as long as something says official source on it, then then that must mean that it's official, right?
I mean,
There you go.
it certainly helps.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's like right here in the United States, we have a controlling bank called the Federal Reserve Bank. And people think that that's a part
For
of
the globe.
government because of the word federal. But it's not. And neither is Federal Express Package Service. It's not part of the government either. Okay? So, be careful. Use discernment. Even the Bible tells you, man, Luca, use discernment. Let all men be liars, man.
Yeah.
I would just like Luca to actually, since you made this claim, can you back it up?
That the Northern Star was a different star.
Yeah.
They say it was Thuban, but can they prove it?
Well,
No.
No, they can't.
Let's
And the
say,
likelihood of a stationary pole star being replaced with another stationary pole star is like beyond retarded to think that there's even any odds in that happening.
okay, well, let's use this. Let me use an analogy or something. Let's say that you had a beaker, and every second a drop of water got added to the beaker.
Okay.
Over time, the beaker eventually filled up to 1 liter. Now, using the every second a water droplet added volume to the beaker, could you then say what the water was at 250 mils? You probably could go back in time to figure out exactly when 250 mils was mapped
Well,
This is
using
literally like,
the
there's no
dude,
point in
this has got nothing to do with what you're
thing.
talking about. It's a total red herring. And by the way, it's a category error. We're talking about position of a non-moving star.
Mhm.
but the
That would be Polaris. Yeah. What does that have to do with the going back in time? It's what he's trying to make the analogy that nobody can go back in time and actually tell if that star moved or not. Well, it's not
but you
on
could
record.
Let's say what's more logical, looking at ancient historical documentation and things like the pyramids and stuff that align perfectly to build to the North Star for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, showing it's always aligned to there, that show it has never moved? Or should we just take it had to move, because if it didn't move, it would just debunk the globe model?
Mhm.
Well, according to what the galaxy and everything's moving consecutively with each other, all the motions are, then how would they even move to start with? How would anything change position?
Yeah, but that's the thing. They needed to have moved based on the heliocentric belief, but they can't prove it. They can just say it happened because no one was able to observe it.
I think they're making an assumption that it did.
They make an unobservable, unfalsifiable assumption. No, but that's all the global ever does. Let's make claims, but sorry guys, the time span is too long for anybody to observe it. So just believe me, man. Trust me, bro.
Right. That's it. That's it.
Okay, let's carry on with the actual debate going on. I forwarded it to where we can actually hear his voice, because as we can see, he says the same stuff. It's always the same. My side, I made a challenge, and you have to do it using a flat Earth, and that nonsense. Okay.
One was a glober, just doing it for fun. Another was a flat earther that used an astrology program, which used the globe. And now he's not a flat earther anymore. That's Wisecoff. And then a third one.
Sorry, guys. Didn't everybody say Wisecoff just played Flat Earth?
Yep.
I've never even heard of them.
I've just put I think that movie. I'm gonna watch it as well, Sovereign. I'm gonna have a look at it.
You will laugh your ass off, man.
1967, yeah.
Yeah, I get a whole bunch of these like old sci-fi movies from the 50s and 60s, and they're laughable. It's so funny.
So I'll have a look at it. I might actually, if it's laughable, I might do a little video on it.
Why is he not actually presenting Brian Leake? Brian Leake did it as well, by the way. Brian Leake even made his own math for it using trigonometry.
I think.
And you know what was my MCToon's excuse? Oh no, the Gleason's map is actually based on a globe, so therefore it's globe based.
Everything's globe based.
No
matter if it's
That's what I say. It's a redundant challenge. It's a rigged challenge. No matter what you're going to say or do, he'll always just say, "Oh no, it's globe based." No matter
the deeper you dig into the math, you find out it ain't. None of it's globe based at all.
The math isn't.
I think
But
Brian.
McToon just wants it to show that way. So it's a rigged, idiotic challenge that is just there for dishonesty. To say, "Oh, you see, it's just globe based." But in the meantime, who's the arbiter of deciding if it's globe based or not? Oh yeah, that dishonest punk sitting there.
Yeah. And the Habersign formula is a headache to work with, from what I understand. And I'm looking at some of it, and I'm like, yeah, they just drive me mad. And you can do planar trigonometry and get the same results. So why did it go through the Habersign to begin with?
But I mean, the latitude and longitudes that they're using for that come from flat Earth elevation angle measurements.
Yeah. So the basic premise is flat, but they add the Habersign in because they go to the equator and use.
And this is exactly. Remember what Jesus Free Computer Geek said, Dave, last night? Now he understands why, when he did the mapping with the geocentric satellites, why they had to take the math and then wrap it around a ball.
Right.
This is exactly what they do. They take the math that is flat, and wrap it around their ball, and then say, "Oh, it's globe-based."
Well, you got to take it to surface level, right? You go right to the surface level on a map.
Mm-hmm.
It's not on a globe. Yeah. So they're going from the center of the Earth, cut it in half, and then work your math outwards, and you have to use a Haberstein formula to figure out where you are.
That's the one. Exactly. You don't even need to use the Haberstein formula. Like I said, you just have to use the co-altitude angle.
Yeah.
Times 69 nautical miles. There we go, and you got your math.
It's the hard way. If you're measuring to a sphere surface, like the hemisphere, the celestial sphere that it is, that's how they work the math in, and make it seem like you're on a sphere, not in a sphere. You're in it. The dome is a sphere, a half a sphere.
Yeah. You mentioned Brian Leakey, man. I think he's brilliant. He's very I've always said it. He's very underestimated. I think.
Definitely.
He knows a lot. I know, I've got a few differences with him, and all that, but yeah, I think he's very underestimated as a flat earth debater or someone with flat earth knowledge and that.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Leakey did it, but he used the globe. So none of them solved it. Brian Leakey did it, but he used the globe. So
here we go. What is it?
Yeah.
He used the globe. He didn't use the globe.
No, he didn't. I've seen it. I've seen his work. He didn't use the globe at all. He used maps. He
used trigonometry.
Yeah.
But you see, this is what I said. This guy's just dishonest. It doesn't matter what you will present to him. He's always going to just play the arbiter of truth. Oh, by the way, MCToon is sticking up for this robotinism stuff that Peter did. He says, "No, I don't understand. It is based on."
Maybe it was Toon's idea to start with.
It is his idea. That's where Peter got his information from. Is from that guy.
Toon's behind all this stuff, dude. And he's using the globe as like the standard position. He's using it as a scale to measure everything on.
Sad. Yeah, guys, if you haven't watched it, we did a show last night where MCToon was talking to Kingdom in Context, Sean, and he ripped MCToon apart with the scriptures. And this is exactly the problem we have with these clowns. Their only rebuttals is, "No, you don't understand." That's it.
I'm trying
and then they expect to think they won something. Okay, let's carry on. We're not going to get anywhere like this. Okay.
No.
Of them solved it. So that speaks volumes. That in 2 years, with that kind of motivation, nobody's been able to do it. So there you go. Thank you.
His standards are too high.
No, it's been done. He just says, "No, you use the globe, so therefore it's not been done." That's it.
God. Yeah,
just like when you show him root words. Just like when you show him root words in the Bible, like rakia, it means solid. He says, "Nah, you don't understand." So then that means automatically
not solid.
Yeah, just because he says "nah," that means you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So just like with his little spoiled brat mentality, I say "nah," so therefore you're wrong. It's just that way.
He's never going to pay anybody out on that challenge at all.
No, he won't.
Hold on. He's got a Goonies t-shirt on this time. I love the Goonies when I was a kid, but
no, that's Goonies.
Oh, is it? Sorry, I thought it was the Goonies.
No,
it's Goonies. Yeah.
He's copying Goonies, but yeah, it's too
much. My bad. Yeah, of course, he's copying the Goonies, yeah.
I won't need 6 minutes. That's okay, though. Okay.
Why is his mic off?
Yeah, he did
can't hear him.
He did say Mike was low for a bit.
Mike picked something that I don't have much to say about, since I'm not a sailor and I don't go on ships very often. I don't know how often you do, but
he doesn't.
Knowing how to do.
MCToon gets his information from people like Bob the Science Guy, and then he thinks, "Oh, I trust him, so we know everything." Yeah.
To determine where you are by looking at the stars, using the math that you just showed us. I'm sure it works because that's how people do it, right? What do you think about before that? I bet you that people could find their way around without that type of math just by looking at the stars.
Yep.
But again, I'm not speaking from a technical position like you are. And
why is it freezing now? What's going
on? Kick it.
The one thing that pokes into my head a little bit is this. I get this a lot where people, they tie the sky to the ground, and I'm not saying this is not legitimate what you're showing us, but when we look at the sky, that's the stars do what they do in the sky. They're up there, and we are observers of that. And I think that throughout time, people have gained knowledge, obviously, this kind of math and everything, but I don't think that is necessarily proof.
Would they not have had a talk beforehand to say what they're going to actually debate about?
I hope so.
You would think, yeah.
So, I mean, as much as I respect Joe and everything, dude, if he knew that he's going to be talking about celestial navigation, maybe just looked up a bit about it. But yeah, I would have taken a different approach. I would have said to him, prove what you're trying to say is true. You know what I mean? Let's go down to the bare basics. How is it measured, that angle? Do you know how the sextant works? Do you understand the people that came up with celestial navigation were all flat earthers? You know what I mean? Things like that. But
that's why I said I wanted 10th man there doing a debate with the celestial navigation part.
Yeah.
It would help.
That the ground is shaped a certain way. But that, again, he gives some pretty good evidence, Mike does. But, so yeah, I really don't have a lot to say about it. I mean, I know that we have star maps and this stuff has been looked at very closely by people throughout time. And so, I mean, I look at the stars quite a bit, but I don't understand them to that degree myself. But
that's honest.
So I don't really have very much to rebut on that. And so I'm good on that.
Does that conclude your?
Yes.
All right. We now have 10 minutes of open discussion based on those.
All right. So before.
Whoa! Why doesn't he give? Isn't he supposed to also give a presentation?
He didn't do one. Huh.
He just said it. He just said that's all he wanted to say.
Okay, he's going to be one. I think it's just like a talking now, and then he's going to give his probably. Okay. So I think it was MCToon was supposed to give his opening, and then he was supposed to rebut, and now they give 10-minute open discussion, and then he will probably like that.
Celestial navigation was figured out in about mid-1700s because before that they needed accurate timekeeping, which was difficult to do on a ship. So the government of England had a bounty basically for ways to figure out how to do that, basically how to make a portable clock. So once they had portable clocks, then they were able to do things to figure out the precise position. Before that, they could do it on land because they had timekeeping. But the cultures that didn't have that kind of knowledge, they didn't generally get that far from shore. So if you look at the Vikings,
a lie. That's a lie. They didn't just do it on land; they did it on the ocean. That's what's called celestial navigation over there. And yeah, the Vikings actually got all the way to Greenland, mate.
Mm-hmm. If you watch that series, Vikings. This one guy, he's talking about he's trying to get his friend that he has a ship that'll take on heavier waves, and he wants to go. He thinks there's land, And he was like, oh, but we'll never get approval. And how will we find our way? And he's got like a rudimentary compass. And he's also got this little thing, like a piece. It almost looked like a piece of obsidian, like a chip of obsidian. And he says, how would we be able to tell where the sun is on cloudy days? It's always cloudy. He goes, look, and he puts it up to the sky and he goes, there's the position of the sun. And they're like, oh yeah. So they embark on that and they find another land. But then when they get back, the guy in charge takes all their shit and then punishes them for not going there, you know?
Yeah. But you see what Toon's going to be doing now based on the Vikings. He's going to say, oh, but they found Greenland by accident, you know?
No, they did not.
Bullshit, because they had enough provisions to last them to get there.
But they just bumped into it, man.
Wait.
It was just there.
You don't go on a voyage and not make sure you take enough provisions for what you're going to do. And to be able to take that long journey to Greenland would have been much more than they would usually take in just a voyage where they would be traveling locally. Toon is talking total hogwash, guys. He's trying to make it sound like these guys were idiots, and by chance they found Greenland. No, they were looking for other lands.
Like I said, they just bumped into it. It was just there. It's like, oh wow, Greenland. Boom.
It was just by luck. It was by luck that they bumped into it. It was by luck that they had enough provisions. It was by luck they went that way instead of the other way. MCToon was there, guys. He knows everything.
I mean, did Greenland even have a name back then?
Sorry?
Was Greenland called Greenland back in the day?
Most of those islands, and they didn't have maps for them.
How would they know that?
What does the name got to do with it? They found Greenland. The place you call Greenland today is what they found. It doesn't matter what it's called then or now. It doesn't make a difference.
But how would they know to find it? Unless it was indeed.
They were looking to discover new land, so they
already knew because people had been to these. Listen to me, Luca. They knew that through logic that there were other lands beyond where they could see, and that they didn't have to rely on traveling along coastlines to not get lost. Okay, and lo and behold, there were other lands, and once they found Greenland, then they were able to find another place that was more habitable called Iceland. Now, why they're named like that is neither here nor there. We'll just call it Island A and Island B. Okay?
But you know what was interesting? The way they navigate over the ocean, they didn't need a globe. They made their own type of compass sundial using a bucket of water.
Yeah.
And they also used if a foggy day to know the location of the sun. They used like a crystal, and they could see, and it would filter the fog away, so they could see if the sun is in the west or the east, and they knew how to follow through that. Notice none of this is needed for a globe. A globe is not needed for any of this stuff.
Yeah, and it was a hard uphill battle to get to Greenland. I promise you, climbing all those water walls.
Yeah, you see, there's a reason why MCToon won't really debate me, guys. It's because,
you banned him.
Sorry?
No, on the debate pro.
Yeah, didn't you ban him on your channel? Though?
Yeah, because the guy called me a wife beater. What do you expect?
Hey, can I just say I have Vicky? Vicky's popped in by the looks of it. Hey, babe.
Yeah. Good to see you. The guys, 70 people watching, 72 people, 22 likes. Hit the likes.
Yeah,
I beat my wife once.
Did you?
I beat my wife once, yeah.
I beat my wife in Scrabble.
Yeah.
But she always beats me at cribbage, that bitch.
Ouch.
He's trying to break up the family and distract people from everything. That's what it is.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, I've realized when it comes to people like FTFE and MCToon and stuff, I just don't see the reason to debate them anymore. They say the same stuff over and over. They don't learn from anything. They always just regurgitate the same lies. It doesn't matter what you present to them; they'll keep saying it. So it's useless. It's useless to converse to them. So it's better just to show everybody what nonsense.
How they're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dave was right. You need to just get rid of the trolls.
Listen,
But
the
yeah,
reason
shout out to Vicky.
the reason Toon does not want to debate you is simple. He fears your light. He knows you can see him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's the same with me. I can see him for what he is.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Everybody says he can see.
And what is he?
I mean, come on. You can
He's
see it
demon
in his
inhabited.
eyes every time he gets very triggered, especially when the Bible things come up.
yeah.
No,
He's Legion.
Mm-hmm.
if you go over to, if you went over to MCToon's channel, it would probably be the opposite of what you're saying.
Excuse me?
Why would we do that? Why would we do that?
You think the devil's bad, but you have to see the devil in his home of hell. So, it's a little different when he's at home. And
Luca,
I mean,
you know what?
it
Do yourself a
seems-
favor. Create yourself a new account, okay? For fun. Make yourself as a flat earther and go to his channel. See what's going to happen.
See how we treat you.
Yep.
There you go.
And try to be a
It's
flat
another
earther.
world. Yeah.
Be nice, courteous, put in a few simple arguments, then see what he says. Yeah, I bet he won't be so vile to you.
Better yet, go tell him that we convinced you that the Earth's flat. That'll really get his goat.
Yeah, tell
You
him.
don't-
Tell him. You can go as Luca and say, "Yeah, I've realized the Earth is flat, and you were wrong, and everything." And then you see how they talk to you.
Roger,
you
you,
don't have.
Roger, you dig the grave.
Roger.
Roger, digging the grave. Yeah, I thought so.
That would be fair.
Sleeping more. I can see you, bro.
Hey, Anthony, good to see you, man. Okay, guys, good to see everybody.
Yeah.
Just want to say again, appreciate you all. Appreciate all my members, all my supporters on the channel, and Patrons. I don't shout you guys out enough. Thank you very, very much. You rock. Okay, let's carry on.
Well, can I just
They knew East-West, and there's other ways of figuring that out. But they would keep to the shore as much as they can. They'd go to Iceland, they'd go to Greenland, they'd go to Canada, never too far from shore.
You know why they kept to shore in MCToon? It's called resources.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I
And as
just?
much,
Sorry,
much
can I?
easier to sleep. Yeah.
2 seconds, George. Just that the sidewinder. He thanked me for probably putting the song at the end of their live today. But yeah, and always
Roger, mate, you're having a lot of feedback. Sorry, man. Like
Yeah,
hectic, a lot of feedback.
On your Patreon,
Luke, I was talking to
does
somebody.
Huh?
I was talking to
You
somebody.
guys busy talking, man.
Right, thank you, Mr. Superwind Sidewinder. No problem. Listen anytime. I always use your music, man. And thank you too, man. Bless you. That's it. Simple.
Shot. There you go. Yes, now, Luca, what do you want to say?
so on your Patreon it says you have 11 members. Does that is joining for free?
I do have free members as well. Yes.
Okay, so the 11 members.
Even MCToon
is
follows me for free, by the way.
Yeah. So the 11 members is part of the free followers, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, I resent that.
Yeah. I thought so because the amount you make a month is well.
You
it's
know,
an
I make like $10 to $12 a month on Patreon.
Yeah, in AU it's a bit more because AU, your currency is more than ours. So.
It's like 200 Rand. It's nothing.
So, Luca, why is... I want to ask you a question right quick. So why is MCToon following Flatzoid? Is it for the information, or is he obsessed with him? That's the question.
I don't think he is anymore.
So he was.
anymore. Oh, you didn't
Well,
like him.
didn't he
They don't like
join
you anymore.
for your video perk a month?
Joined my Patreon to do to get his debates with me,
The live stream.
and then he crossed the line, and I said, "Okay, there's no more debates with you anymore." And then
then he
Craig
left.
tried the same nonsense,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he's off.
and then Craig even tried to blackmail me.
What?
Yep.
Yeah,
So they
That sounds like an obsession, dude. It does.
Do
yeah.
you watch the show, Luca, or do you just come and talk on it?
Well,
true, babe,
I-
true.
Anyway, yeah, let's get on with the debates going on.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
Or, when they go straight across the Atlantic, that's a whole different thing. And so that's why England was very interested in that, because they didn't want to have to keep going so far north in order to get to the new land in the 1700s. Well, from 1400s to the 1700s. And the first nautical almanac was published in 1775. We declared independence from England in 1776. So there's a whole bunch of tension going on at the time. And so England had big reasons to be able to get over here quickly because they're about to fight a war. They didn't know yet.
And what does that got to do with the Vikings?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Not a thing, dude. Not a thing.
So, but people have been using sextants to measure precise locations since about the 1500s. And so,
Yeah, they used the Kamal, and then they used the astrolabe, and then they came up with the sextant. Who knows what the sextant's principle is based upon? The succession angle. You know what, guys? Know what the succession angle is?
Yeah. And what kind of mirror does it have on it?
Yeah, it means the angle, reflection angle, between the observer through the mirror to the second mirror of the eye has to match parallel to the horizon. And that horizon has the same parallel from the GP of the star, observed star, to the GP of the person taking the star. So the actual use of the sextant, the precession angle principle, means the Earth has to be flat for it to work.
And what kind of level do they use, by the way?
Water.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
Water?
Water.
Water.
Water. Yeah, water.
Water.
star charts they've had accurately since centuries before that.
Do you think a sextant works without that kind of math?
Sorry, I said sextant, I meant theodolite. But a sextant...
Theodolite. They didn't use a theodolite. What are you talking about?
What the hell?
A theodolite in the 15th century or 17th century. What's he talking about?
He meant theodolite, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's doubling down on it.
Theodolite, they measure angles.
Yeah.
That's essentially what they do. But it depends what you're measuring angle to. You can use a sextant or theodolite in the room here. Measure angle between, the door from...
Zenith to the door.
Yeah. I could measure the angle there, and if I know the distance, I can tell you how wide the door is.
Yep.
Right? You do carpentry.
So
you know how
What
to-
about trigonometry then, MCToon? so where's the globe there?
Wait a minute. You don't use trigonometry.
You just said you measure and you can work out. That's trigonometry, Luca.
Yes, it is.
But you don't use trigonometry.
It's like a toa.
Yeah, you do.
If you're measuring a three-dimensional
You do.
place, then yes, you need that.
Yeah, you use trigonometry in celestial navigation. Luca.
It's
Map
all made
making,
of-
you don't.
Well,
Map making, you don't, but that's only because it's a two-dimensional picture of it.
Yeah. And you're trying to transpose that onto a map in real life.
That's why we have colors, so that way you know which parts are higher than the others. If you can't do it, think about it.
I just got a PayPal from Jeremy Bird. Wow, shout out to you, man. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You rock. Big blessings. Really appreciate you, man. Don't know how much.
Shout out to the bird.
Yeah, Jeremy Bird's awesome. He even bought one of the sweaters.
Bird.
Oh, nice.
Bird in the
Very
word.
awesome. By the way, guys, I am working on a new merch line, so do stay tuned for that. I think it's going to be quite awesome.
Is Miss Carson going to be modeling it for you?
She wants to get
Huh?
Yeah, shout out to Angela Carson as well. She does some awesome stuff. Guys should actually go and subscribe to her. She's a green finger lady. She does a lot of gardening type of stuff.
I'm sub to her. She's
Yeah, that's right.
Green thumb.
brilliant and
Yeah,
just
you're right.
very brave at modeling stuff.
Yeah. Jeremy, you rock, man. I really appreciate you, man.
I had a brain fart.
Your brain farted.
No, it's
You smelly bugger.
but a brain fart is when you basically have a dumb moment. But yes,
I know
you're
that.
right.
I know.
Thanks, Luca. Appreciate that.
I admit that I was wrong. That trigonometry is used in celestial navigation.
You should look at
What is
Bob the
the?
Science Guy.
That's one thing I meant to ask. The GP. It's an apparent position, right?
No, it's
No,
the position.
no. The GP is the geographical position.
Yeah.
On the surface of the Earth, where if you look straight up, you see the star or the sun or moon.
Like
or
at
planet.
zenith.
Yeah, straight up. So, and they chart those in the nautical almanacs based on Greenwich.
Okay.
They just you have to determine, arbitrarily choose where 0 is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And the Greenwich is based on having a reference. These references of latitude and longitude, I mean, this is why they got the longitude and latitudes, like the Greenwich Meridian Time, is because we had to make a 0, and that 0 is based on a flat Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Which they then transposed onto a globe.
See what Vicky said? She says, I'm going to order PJ a hoodie this month. The hoodie she's got, the hoodie she's got ordered me is just Flatzoid's big dome on the front of me. So I know I'm getting Flatzoid's face, man. It's brilliant.
Awesome.
I'll model it.
Oh, yeah. See, PJ modding with a Speedo and a hoodie on.
Don't forget the dress.
Yeah, man. Let's do that.
Awesome.
I just want to say one thing real quick. Luca, welcome to Flat Earth.
Welcome.
The GP is
again.
Geographic, right?
The GP is a geographic position. So, like where I'm sitting now, I've got a geographical position.
Yeah, which means what? The sun would
Which means
be
if I had to look
directly
straight
overhead?
above me, and let's say there was a star straight above me at my zenith, that would be the geographic position of that star.
Yes.
Right.
So yeah.
On the graph of the Earth, geographic.
Yeah, I just say ground, just so I know, but it's the same thing.
Geo.
Yeah.
Geo means Earth.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Alan, that's so correct.
Doesn't have something to do with the geoid.
That's very,
But yeah, the Greenwich, they took Greenwich Meridian Time because they needed a reference for the time, because the sun moves longitudinally. Okay. So they needed a way to say, okay, we're ahead of time, of Greenwich Meridian Time, or we're behind Greenwich Meridian Time.
I just said that in the DC. It's the same thing. Ground position, geographical position, same thing.
It's exactly the same. Geographical position is ground position.
Ground position. It's just a synonym. That's all it is. Different word for it.
Yep.
There you go.
And it's because England was leading this. They got to choose France. They were behind the ball. They tried to make it Paris, but they didn't get it. So that's 0.
They didn't.
And then
Actually, they did it because of the trades, McToon. Does the guy know anything about the trades that the English were trying to do? Does he know anything about the tea? Does he know why you guys love tea so much?
Wait a minute. How would you know how would you know about what the Vikings were doing centuries ago?
I was there.
Yeah, me too.
No, you weren't.
Yes,
How
I
would you know?
was. By
It's
golly.
because you.
Luca, who do you think was Odin?
It's because you learned about it, right?
Are you sure?
I'm Beowulf.
So what? Some
Plural.
things you learn you take as fact, and other things you learn you don't.
Luca, everything that you say comes from whatever Chat GPT tells you.
No,
Okay?
no,
Yeah, no. We've had enough experience.
We know your AI, dude.
Know that.
no.
Okay.
I tell you if
So
I'm using.
when you got
ChatGPT.
somebody like me that's on the, right up there at the 60 years on this earth mark, and I've had the opportunity to really look over a lot of information. You haven't been alive
ChatGPT is
long
recent.
enough. You have not been alive long enough to review the information that I have.
But
And so I laugh
ChatGPT is
at
more
you,
recent.
and you're limiting yourself.
It hasn't been around as long.
What?
So
ChatGPT only came around like.
That's right, but that's your
months
God
ago.
now. You see that? You have Google as your God. You roll around like the rest of these idiots go Google, 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 Google. And you don't do any discovery on your own. You don't do any thinking beyond what somebody or something tells you.
Yeah.
Because you've never
Yes,
been taught how to think.
Yes, but your knowledge of the Vikings using the crystal, there's no way you would have known that unless you researched it.
That's right.
So
And when I find
accounts,
when I find accounts of these methods being used and written about in old texts where the Viking history wasn't as long ago to those people, and you're reading about that, it gives you a hell of a lot more information to go by. There's a lost book called the Adventia Fortunatae, and there are some portions of it that still exist, but this book's been missing since the time of Mercator. I have those, and they're interesting to read, to understand that these people were what their discoveries in the North Pole were back 500 BC. Come on, man.
Hey, Vicky.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
How you doing, baby?
Luca, do you know how we know what the Vikings and that were doing? It's called history.
You researched it.
It's called history. I live in a country that's old, right? There is history everywhere you go.
Did they have it in like a museum or something?
Well, of course we have museums.
You did.
But you don't have, not all history is in a museum.
No. You go,
well, yeah, obviously, but
like, look, you do your research and you have something called discernment. You get things called confirmation and stuff like that. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. You can
tell it altogether possible that all of our history, from for all you know, 1900 and before, is all just a made up gosh dang story that you don't have any way of really knowing.
Yeah, the best you can go on is literature.
What's the history of your country, Luca?
Trust.
But we have more evidence. Listen to me. We have more evidence and proof that the Vikings used these methods than you do of Aristophanes' existence. Okay? I just want to put that out there so you know.
Luca, you must know your country's history. Like, you must know that Europeans don't originate from there, and you probably don't. Your family probably don't originate from there. Same as New Zealand, because they were colonized by the British.
Yeah, I mean,
so your history isn't actually your history; it's the history of the people that are.
But I mean, wouldn't you guys know about the Vikings because the Brits actually had war with the Vikings? So I think you would know about it.
Luca, chances are, being an Australian,
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to
Lucas,
go.
the chances are that you are the descendant of a criminal because Australia was founded as a penal colony.
Right.
Yep.
I'm going to go to work, guys. I'll see you on. I'll be
Look,
listening.
Roger. Thanks for
Bye,
coming,
Bye,
man.
Roger.
Roger.
Blessings.
Later,
Finish.
guys.
Bye, Ledwell.
Later, Lucas.
Ledwell. Ledwell.
Bye. I'll see you guys later.
See
Cheers,
ya.
man.
So
Yeah, so like you ask questions like how do we know? I know people that go in fields and stuff and metal detect and they find things from the past. You know, I live. It's a small island and it's covered in history, no matter where you are.
that's like
Uh-huh.
geological proof and stuff like that. We don't trust all history. Obviously, you've got
But then
discernment.
the same people tell you that the Earth is a globe.
Who said that? Who
said
just
that?
told you that's a globe?
Who said that?
Are you mad?
Well,
Do you
the
think?
same
Do
people.
you think? Right, question. Do you think all our history in our country revolves around the shape of what we live on? Do you?
No.
Because I
No.
can guarantee most people actually don't care.
It's true.
Fair enough.
And it's not something that you wouldn't walk into a history museum and see, oh, look, there's a globe, or,
There's
you know
flat.
what I mean? It
Well,
not all history revolves around Earth, and whether it's flat, whether it's a ball, you know, and it's not. So I think you're thinking like the Vikings must have been like, oh, I wonder what that is, while they're fighting for their lives.
Are you on? Are
yeah,
you on David?
the Vikings
Yeah.
probably didn't care what the shape of the Earth was.
I should think,
Nobody ever has.
Maybe.
Nobody ever has. No one ever had any reason to doubt what they were standing on. No
Exactly.
one ever until this nonsense was told to someone. Nobody
Mhm.
ever watched the sunset or the stars go around or any other such thing and then just go, hey, that must mean that I live on a spinning ball.
Mhm.
No one ever even would be toward that line of thinking.
No.
You had to be told that nonsense, and then they said, well, to see the sunset. Or more to the point, here's what happened. Mommy, where does the
Well-
sun go at night? Well, it
But
goes
you see,
around a globe. That's how
everything-
you think.
But I mean, everything from the globe is based on what they just heard people say and then believe. I mean,
Yep.
heck, even Newton wanted to
And
come up with
experiment.
gravity because of Kepler. If it wasn't for Kepler, Newton wouldn't have tried to make gravity. Look where we're sitting today with gravity just because of that. It's idiotic.
Experiments helped.
Which
What
one?
experiment?
What experiment?
But anyway, let's move on to the debate again.
Yeah.
Look, it's simple. We know history because we can actually validate it. The
wrong
stuff you guys want to validate can't be validated because you just talk shit.
Hey Dave, good to see you, man.
Ah.
Okay, let's get on to MCToon.
You just speak-
The north-south is easier because
Hey Dave, what's up, man?
Polaris. Even in the 1700s, it was pretty far from the center of rotation, but it's close enough that within a couple degrees you can
Pretty close.
You can get it. Yeah, but I think in the 17 or the 1850 one that I had up there was about 1.5 degrees from the center of rotation. About today.
What is it?
I love how he's just assuming center of rotation, by the way, guys.
Mm.
No, they made an arbitrary place because they needed the time to start. So Greenwich time is the basis for the 0 clock, you could say. So everything east of it would be behind, and everything west of it would be in front of the sun. That's all. It's got nothing to do with your globe. You don't need it. They're basing it on your globe, but that doesn't make it the globe. It's just based on the sun's location. It's either to know if you're in front, in other words, let's say you're in a time zone 5 hours ahead, or you're behind 2 hours. Then you know your longitude. That's it. That's all it's based upon. So you know what longitude you're on. Because at this time of day, if you see the sun, this position, then you know, okay, I am 2 hours behind, or I am 3 hours ahead. So I know, okay, this is my longitude. Once again, the grid is based on flat Earth.
Right.
Right now, what is
It's
it right now?
about 2/3 of a degree.
2/3 of a degree.
So it's less than a degree now. Moving closer, I think, towards the center, and then
I think
eventually
so.
pull away.
I think it would be if it was a degree and a half. You said when?
1850.
So that's like degree every 100 years,
About, yeah.
or at least in the last 100
and,
years.
Yeah, part of that is stars move, and the reason why stars move is because the Earth has a slow wobble.
Okay.
Stars also move because they move independently of that. That's called proper motion. So Barnard star moves a good amount. It's the go-to proper motion star. So in relation to all the other stars, it moves a lot.
Isn't it actually?
Yeah, like what does the Bible say? Wandering stars.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, no, we don't need a globe for this. It's just stars move, dude. There's no wobble. There's no globe to have a wobble. All he's making is more assumptions based on, just trust me, bro. Because I'm making a story that the globe wobbles and moves around, therefore the stars move. That's nonsense. You guys talking absolute hogwash.
I'm going back in chat. But Luca, can you not paste your Google quotes in chat, please?
Okay.
Because
I didn't know that was wrong.
You're not doing anything wrong. I'm just saying it's not your evidence and it's not you saying it. You're just copying Google.
People have seen it. I've seen that all before.
If we wanted to see stuff like that, we'd go and do what you do, but we don't. So that's all I gotta say.
I don't know if you're aware of this, Luca, but everybody has access to Google. Okay.
Right.
So,
Yeah, but if I didn't have access to Google, I might be a flat earther. You know.
well, there you go.
Oh.
So what?
So you're conceding to indoctrination then?
Yeah.
No, I'm conceding to learning.
No, but you're not learning. That's the problem. You're not learning anything. You are literally just pasting Google.
If Google didn't show me,
Luca, if Google said that your ancients had superpowers and could fly, and we lost it because one guy ate a tin of baked beans, would you believe that?
I mean, why would Google say that?
Well,
no, if it did, that's what it's saying.
If it did say that, would you just believe it?
Well, I don't just use Google.
You know, the answer should be no. Not,
let
me think about it. It should be no, and that's the whole point.
My thing is, right, none of these here are sat. Not even me. I've never sat and Googled something when I've been talking. Everything that comes from you comes from Google, is what I'm saying, and it's not really right, because these lot are going off their own knowledge, whereas you're not.
It's all right if you're just going looking for citations and stuff like that, but to type every single thing that comes from Google is not good, man. It's just
no. You're not actually learning anything.
I know we use it as a search engine, but you know what I mean.
I use it to get explanation. You know.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, like today in PJ's in the chat, you kept posting quotes.
I agree,
off Google.
Norman. Just like Norman says, are we watching the video or babysitting Luca?
Yeah.
I think you should go off your knowledge, is what I'm saying, not Google.
My knowledge. How do you get knowledge if you
Hold on, Luca, listen to me. How much of what you copied and pasted in there do you actually understand?
Well, I can simplify it.
Sure you can. Then why did you have to why did you have to copy and paste it? Why not go ahead and look at it and then put your simplified version in the chat in your own words?
Yeah. That's it.
I mean, I
abbreviate
could, I guess.
Make a synopsis out of it, you know?
Do you want me to do that now?
You just basically
just to see how it looks. Like just to see how it looks.
You said you just abbreviate it, or do you know what I mean?
But here's the thing now.
Break it down. Don't just put in the copy. I mean, it's.
Here's the thing now. What you guys say sound reasonable, but Google has
Who gives a shit about Google?
For what
Google
you say.
sucks. Google sucks, Luca. Google sucks. Let me tell you something. When I was in school, if they asked questions on a test, and if I simply copied out of the textbook or even cut out the area of the textbook that had the answer and pasted it on there, I would not pass the test.
Yeah, so that would be plagiarism.
So nobody gives a shit that you can look at Google or copy and paste. We're well aware of that. If you'd like to in the future, go ahead and look up your answer to something and then put it in your own words, simplified, as you said. Do that.
Do you know? Yeah. Do you know Google's information is fed to it by people? It's programmed to give certain answers. So, heck, anybody, yes. People told Google what's what.
Yeah,
I'll agree.
By people,
I agree that sites like Wikipedia can be edited by anyone, but other sites can't be. You know, they can only be edited by the people.
Do you think Google
the internet
itself
can be?
Do you think Google itself, the developers of Google, are not able to just put information into it? Google just searches all the information that's already there by men, by people.
It's not an entity.
Yeah, it's a program, Luca.
God.
It just searches the internet content and it gives you the most popular things based on the algorithm that whoever created put it in.
Yeah,
that's basically what it is.
That's why when you type in, for instance, balloon, it's going to pick up what it has in its system on balloon, and it's going to feed it to you. That's all it's doing. It's look at it this way. Think of it as like a machine sitting in a room full of colored pebbles. And if you ask blue pebbles, it's going to gather up all the blue pebbles for you. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all Google does.
Aye.
Here's real proof that Google lies. Do a search for anything and look at how many results came up in such a short amount of time. I defy you to go to the last page and see if there really is that many results. There isn't.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get on with the debate. I hope we get to away from traditional navigation soon, because this is like getting nowhere.
Say the stars that are wobbling.
I don't think so. But,
if you look at them, I guess.
So the wobble of the Earth is what I say, and that's the it's several thousand years, and it's cyclical. But of course, we haven't been tracking it long enough
to observe it.
Like
really,
60,000 years. I don't know exactly.
What? 60,000 years? What? Did he just say we've been observing 60,000 years? Right?
And it's cyclical, but of course we haven't been tracking it long enough
to observe it.
Like
really,
60,000 years.
Oh my word! How old is the human race?
6,000.
Yeah, around about there. What? How the hell is he 60,000 years observed?
I thought it was 3 or something.
About 6,000.
This reminds you of that Billy Carson dude, where he says the emerald tablets. They told us that we were here 400,000 years ago by Anunnaki. What?
Able to talk, dude.
That is also true. What David says, AI is creating new information. That is true. But I do believe that is spiritual, though. Demon. I mean, think about it this way: demons need hosts, guys.
Aye.
And
Right.
definitely, the AI is a host portal, you could say, for the demons. I do believe that. But yeah, we should definitely talk about that, Dave.
Try. I'm sorry,
Go on.
but it's.
Come on, Rich, quickly. We need to get on with the video.
Come on, spit it out, man.
It was like 50,000 years ago, really.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay, what do you think?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, let's carry on.
I don't know exactly.
How many thousand years?
64,000 is what comes to mind, but I might be wrong.
Oh, you're saying if it were
yeah,
to, okay.
a full.
So in other words, no man can observe this.
No, not in our lifetime, but there are star charts that go back 2,000 years that are pretty accurate too.
2,000 years, yeah, when the Earth was still considered flat. Well done.
Well, not 64, dude.
Weren't the Mayans older than that, though? I'm sure the Mayans just had star charts.
They did indeed.
Wow.
In fact, wasn't it the whole thing, according to their calendars, why the Earth was going to end or some shit back in 2012?
Yeah. But you see,
Over
that's what they did.
5,000 year
They only
cartoons.
made their calendar up to 2012, and then it was, oh, the world's going to end because they only came up to 2012. Just because they came up to 2012 doesn't mean they. It's like that's just when they stopped doing their calendar. It's like what?
To be able to determine those things. So I have on my website, I have listed some from 1500, Tycho Brahe.
Tycho Brahe, yeah.
Tycho Brahe.
Yeah, it's Tycho, not Tycho.
Yeah, Tycho, not Tycho.
Tycho Brahe.
Yeah. Tycho Brahe. Yeah.
Tycho.
And it's Copernicus.
I mean,
it's Copernicus,
I
not
have
Copernicus.
heard
I was saying it on my stream the other day. Yeah. So.
I have
Copernicus.
heard different pronunciations for different countries. You know, like people say the E. Like
Okay.
hard E sometimes.
Do you say Y as a E or a Y? Or I?
Y.
Tycho or Tycho?
Yeah, I've heard E and I. You know.
I'm sorry, I haven't even heard French people pronounce it as Tycho. This guy pronounces it as Tycho because he's trying to sound intelligent.
Well, yeah, it's Tycho, yeah. Well, to me, it's Tycho.
Cool. How long are we going to go on about this?
Sorry.
And included the position of Polaris, which we think is right in the middle, but it's not. And he had it, I think he measured it 2 or 2.5 degrees away from the center. So,
but as far as stars go, I mean, in general, they're going around Polaris. I mean, it's not exactly.
They're going around the celestial pole.
Yeah, which is
Polaris is close to it.
It's the brightest star that's you can see with your naked eye, I guess.
That's
right
near.
there.
It's the nearest one that you can see. But there's quite a few stars closer to the center that you can see with a telescope.
Yep. Yeah, like if I point my telescope at Polaris, like I have an 8-inch Dobsonian reflector, and if I point that at Polaris, it's not very long till it's out of the frame.
Yeah.
It's pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But
do you have an equatorial mount?
I have 2 equatorial mounts, but not for that telescope though.
They're hard to get tuned, right?
No,
No,
I don't think they are. They're very simple.
Okay.
All an equatorial.
Yeah, all the equatorial mount does is follow an axis of rotation. It's mechanical, dude. It doesn't make a globe. It doesn't mean that the globe is rotating. It just means it's following a elliptical rotation. Has anybody ever done mechanics before? You take a cog, okay? A cog, for instance, turns this way, and you add another cog to it that turns this way. That's literally what a equatorial mount does. It takes a cog and it turns a speed until it does a full rotation. So you can set on any axis you want to, By the time the 24 hours is up, it's going to return to the same point it started. It's not showing Earth rotating. It's following a mechanical rotation. I don't know how others to make this more simpler than that to a Globie. Because they love doing this. They say, oh, I got equatorial mount, so therefore it's a globe.
Sorry.
No.
Equatorial mount is you just the base of your telescope turning. That's all it is. Turning 15 degrees.
But you have to point it to the right angle.
You can.
Right.
Yes. Like we're in Minnesota, so mine is set pretty much permanently because I don't take my telescope anywhere else at 45 degrees. Yeah. So when I go out, I simply point the base of the telescope as close as I can to the center of the celestial pole, and then you can point it anywhere and it'll follow any star. And it like the moon is a little bit slower, and but it's very little.
So to the equatorial mount, when it moves in one axis, only one axis.
Yep.
If there were a dome over top of some sort or a star,
what is the dome going to do with a mechanical axis turn? What is the dome going to do with it? Think of it like a prop shaft on a truck, guys. If a prop shaft is turning, okay, it's making a rotation. It will just carry on showing that rotation because it's a fixed rotation. Now, that prop shaft turning on a rotation, does that mean the truck is turning? Or the prop shaft turning? Is my internet down? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, it's like dead
I
quiet.
didn't know if that was
thinking you're-
rhetorical. I didn't know it was like we had to answer. I thought it was a rhetorical question.
All right, bye-bye, guys.
Bye,
Cheers,
Luca.
Yeah, guys, do subscribe to Eftworld. Really awesome stuff. Joe, you rock, man.
field, it would have to move in two axes in order to track.
No. I've bet like Red's rhetoric. We had this conversation, and so I made videos about it.
Yeah, that's just false, MCToon. They love doing that. This was a slice block Kane argument, by the way. That's total rubbish. You don't need two axis rotation to make it work. I can point it to a total different rotation, and it will return back to the same point in 24 hours. And the star that it was tracking, you could say, would also return to that same point after 24 hours. It just follows an axis. It follows a mechanical turn. It's amazing how these people think some part of equipment you're using to track the sky means the Earth is moving and the sky is not moving. It amazes me.
Really what an equatorial mount proves, like actually, is that the stars are in motion.
Exactly.
They're moving in the sky. That's what the motor is turning for. So I know you could look at it as the Earth is turning with the telescope turning to compensate for the Earth turning.
Yeah.
But that's
Matching
not really
the
what
axis,
that's really not what's happening in reality.
Mm-hmm.
The stars are moving east to west.
But if they're doing this, right?
Yes.
Like one of these fans here, rotating.
Yes.
In order to track, say, the tip of one of the blades,
You'd have to be at
you'd
the
have
center.
to have two axes moving on that telescope to
No.
track.
What?
Wow.
No, you don't. Let's make a. I can simplify it. Take a rope, tie it to that fin at the end of the fan, okay, and just stick that rope down with a pole or something into the ground, and put the fan on. it will sit where it is, and the fan will just carry on turning. It will keep on making that rotation. One axis. You don't need two axes. What the hell is he talking about? This is insane.
He's
sorry.
trying to use mind wizardry, and he's not doing a good job at it.
No.
Not at
Oh
all.
man, if I had to sit here and listen, I would have burst out laughing, literally loud. No,
2 minutes
It's a circle.
remaining.
the circle.
It's a
exactly.
circle.
Yeah. So it's a circle. You have to have two axes.
Just one.
Circle has one axis. Oh,
Like say this is my telescope, and say my Bible is the base. So if it would be pointed straight up right now. All an equatorial mount does is that.
yep.
Oh, wow.
That's
So
it.
Pointed at the fan.
But the fan isn't the stars. A piece of cardboard with stars glued onto it on the ceiling turning, that's not going to give you what the sky gives you.
Uh-huh.
So what do you say it is then? Is
stars.
it the
They're
dome
stars.
rotating?
No, they're in the firmament. I mean, I don't really know all the physics and all that, but like, is there even physics to stars?
Yeah.
So how far are they away?
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
Can you measure the heavens?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
He's made a big claim there.
Mm-hmm.
Now you should be backing it up.
I didn't know we could measure the heavens.
Yeah.
How high are the heavens?
How high?
Yeah.
They're very far away.
How far is God's throne away?
Don't know.
Oh, but
This is
you
gonna be
just
fun.
said he can measure- but he just said he can measure the heavens. Well done, Joe. Well done.
Conversation.
I know.
Mike. I love it. No, there's a lot of good things we can talk about, I think.
All right.
But yeah, I think, and I think some of the differences, because you've been doing this for a long
Why
I
are you
hate
doing
the
this?
circle of
Long time.
despair.
and you've been in many debates. I've debated you, or it turns out to be more of a
I don't know why it's doing this, but my internet has been kind of out of whack.
conversation than a debate
today for
usually.
some
But
reason.
on your channel, and
Sorry, guys, I don't know why.
we've covered a lot of these things, and I think to have 2 points of view that are really polar opposites can, I think, be a healthy thing to consider both things, whether or not you're going to be convinced this way or that. I think just to consider the things, I know that's brought me closer to God.
Mm-hmm.
Just going over these things, and it makes you study the Bible, and it makes you, I mean, I think God put it in us to try to understand his creation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is 10 minutes. Joe, you now have.
Yay,
5
now Joe's
minutes
gonna
of presentation of evidence.
One thing I got to ask Joe: were you guys gonna have a biblical debate or something there? Because I would think so, because you guys are at a church. You know what I mean? And I think if we go scroll through your presentation, you're bringing up scriptures and stuff. Why didn't MCToon bring up anything scriptorial?
Because he's a fake Christian.
This is the same issue I had with Peter. We're having a biblical cosmology debate, and he doesn't bring up scripture. Everything but scripture. Doesn't want to talk about it. What's up with these guys?
Uninterrupted.
Okay, there's that video I sent. If you guys can play that.
Wait, give me 1 moment.
Get ready, because I got a lot to say. I don't know if I'll get it in 5 minutes. And it kind of goes with the video, so I'll wait till that starts and then.
Yes, Mark. Yes, yes.
Yep.
But-
rocks.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Flat Earth described in the Bible might be it might be foretold in the
Yeah,
Bible.
but Joe, for Michael, it was a science debate. But like I'm saying, wasn't it supposed to be a biblical debate? Because you guys specifically went to a church to debate. You know what I mean? So usually when you go to like a church and you debate the theology or something, you know, you're debating theology. You're not going to bring something else that is not theology, because then it's a category error. That's my whole point. So it's really, I don't know if that's what you guys decided on, but it's just weird, because you would think, hey guys, we're going to a church, we're going to debating our nature of our earth, and we're probably going to be doing this biblically because the audience is all Christians. So, yeah, it's the same as saying, let's go to a Jewish school, but I'm not going to bring my Torah. I'm going to bring a Quran or a math book. They're going to laugh at you. Toshiro. Wait, I'll do it this way. Wait. Does a blow up doll count?
So, is flat Earth foretold in the Bible?
Yes.
I know Michael over here will try to change the meanings of these words and say that this is my interpretation,
Oh,
his is different.
Meanings,
I've heard it.
yeah.
So let me remind you that words have meanings. A valley is an elongate depression of the Earth's surface, usually between ranges of hills or mountains. This is literally a description of the shape of the ground. A mountain is a land mass that projects conspicuously above its surrounding and is higher than a hill. And a hill is usually rounded natural elevation of land lower than a mountain. It's all topography, right? So be open-minded here. Isaiah 40, verses 4 through 5 says, every valley shall be exalted, that means lifted or raised. Every mountain and hill shall be made low. The uneven shall become level, and the rough places a plain. The Lord's glory shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of the Lord hath spoken it. So level is a practically horizontal surface or area, and he might pick on me for the definition there. Here's another version. Straighten the curves and smooth out the rough places, then the glory of the Lord will be revealed, and all people will see it together.
Amen.
So let's see here. A plain is an extensive area of level or rolling treeless country, or a broad, unbroken expanse. And I lost my place here. Every valley shall be lifted up, and every mountain and hill made low. The uneven ground will become smooth, and the rugged land a plain. Here's another one. This is just another translation. Every valley shall be raised up, every mountain and hill made low. The rough ground shall become level, the rugged places a plain, and the glory of the Lord will be revealed. So, valleys, hills, mountains, that's describing, it's not water, but so let's see here. The glory of the Lord will be revealed. Okay, this is in Luke. This is John the Baptist said this. He was quoting Isaiah. Every valley shall be filled, and every mountain and hill shall be brought low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough ways shall be made smooth, and all flesh shall see the salvation of God. So what is the salvation of God? In 1 Peter 1, verse 5, it's who are kept by the power of God through faith to salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time. Mm-hmm. So it's salvation, something revealed, I guess. So is the earth at rest, or is it in motion? That's the question. Isaiah 14, verse 7 says, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Psalm 104:5, who laid the foundations of the earth that it should not be removed forever? And Job 38:13, that it might take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it. The earth takes shape. Let's see, I got the rest of it here. Like clay under a seal, and I can't remember what it says after that. Okay, the Bible says the earth is not moving. Genesis 1:14, and God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day
I love this.
from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons and days and years." So this is a little bit what we were talking about. This is the stars in motion. I took this out of my backyard with that camera, I think.
Look at that.
So this is the stars rotating, not the Earth. As you can see, they go around. Daniel 12 verse 3 says, "They that shall be wise, or that be wise, shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever."
Amen.
Amen.
So that's what the stars do. They go in a circle. Psalm 147 verse 4, he tells the number of the stars, he calls them all by their names. So to me, the sky turns, not the earth, and I think that's important.
Well, Joe, actually not just to you, based on biblical scripture, the sky moves. It's the stars that move, so not the earth. It would be on MCToon to provide evidence that it's the earth moving, not the stars. Sorry, I got someone in TikTok, Redbeard. This stuff is all crazy to me. Like people saying it's flat, but people saying the Bible isn't true, made up. Huh? No, the Bible definitely shows it depicted as a flat Earth.
Yep, absolutely. There's a lot of boats going about that flat, so you just don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Important. To imagine something that is not real is not the same as observing what is real. So there we go.
Well, I've got a super chat. Sorry, I didn't even see that.
Michael?
Let me go. Thank you very much, Titan Long, for your super chat. Really appreciate it. He says, "This is for muting Luca and moving on with the show. I hope all are well." Luca's left as well, so thank you very much, Titan. You rock. Appreciate the super chat. Sorry I missed it earlier. I did not see it, but I appreciate everything. That was a good presentation. What do you guys think of that? I agreed with that.
perfect on the dot. Nothing wrong with that at all. But
No.
you know what he's doing. He, like he says, Joe said at the start before his presentation, he is going to try and change the meaning of words like level. When he said that, I think he's right. I think he was right.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, words have meanings. That's his whole point.
Absolutely.
I can't believe we have to tell people that.
5 minutes on the clock.
All right. Thanks, Joe. So a lot of that was the prophecy, here's what's going to happen in the future. Obviously, we're in Colorado. We can look and we can see that the mountains are still there. So if there's some prophecy about the mountains being laid low and the valleys being lifted up, well, obviously that hasn't happened yet.
So literal then, MCToon. So he's conceded without realizing it, guys, because it's a prophecy. It will happen. So it's literally going to happen. So now he can't say it's allegorical. So as soon as he's going to say, oh, but it's just allegorical, then he just double spoke then. Because he just accepted the prophecy as it will happen. And by default then, he's just admitted it's flat as well. Because when it says all the hills are low, it makes it flat. It can't be a globe then. So he's practically just conceded, yeah, the Earth's flat according to that. Well done, Joe. You did a good job there.
We can look outside and see the mountains. So I don't know how that doesn't necessarily relate to the entirety of the Earth, and it certainly doesn't relate to today. So I don't know where that really connects to the shape of the Earth today.
So he conceded and then said, what's that got to do with what you're talking about? That's what he said. So nuh-uh. Okay. Brilliant. Well done. That's a brilliant rebuttal, MCToon.
Somebody hand him a Bible. Somebody hand him a Bible and watch him explode. I bet I'm serious.
Yeah, and be repelled by it, repelled from it.
But
Open smoke.
yeah. But Joe, did you see that? His rebuttal was conceding. Actually, yeah, what you said is correct because it can't be taken allegorical. It will be taken literal, and if that happens, then it means that it has to be flat. There, it's flat. And then just says, no, it's got nothing to do with our conversation. Literally, about in context, you're talking about the shape of the Earth. Wow. MCToon obliterated his own rebuttal without realizing it.
The definition of level, you're right. If you look in Webster, or Merriam-Webster, the definition of level in the adjective, which is the descriptor, right, describing something, the very first one, that's the adjective, says that level is the curved surface pertaining, or
okay, I'm going to bring that up, level definition. And then we're going to show, because they love to bring this up, guys. And we're going to show why this is so idiotic. You see, this is the Merriam-Webster, the one they love to go. We're going to read through it right from the top to the bottom. And then I want someone to point out to me where the one contradiction in the whole definition is. Okay, you guys ready to play the game?
Go on.
I think my mouse battery is busy starting to die. Oh, man. Yep. I need to quickly replace my mouse battery, guys. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. 2 seconds.
You'll notice some word wizardry taking place in this.
Guaranteed.
Well, because, you know, even though it says it conforming with the curved surface of water of Earth, or words to that effect, well, okay, since there isn't any, then that would be right. Do you understand? It's wizardry. It's word wizardry. So yes, it does conform to the curvature you see. There isn't any.
No, none at all. None at all. Hey, Joyce B, good to see you. Joe said, wait until you hear what he says about Job. That nice. Let's hear that.
There we go. Sorry about that. But anyway, yeah, let's play that game quickly. I think Joe's popped in now as well. Mr. Ledwell, what's up, man? And Joe, good to see you.
I just wanted to pop in and say something right quick, guys. Is it all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
MCToon had the most scientific explanation for the height of the stars I've ever heard. They're really far. That's all.
Yeah,
I
really
think in the Bible, it kind of implies that us humans don't have the ability to comprehend and measure the heavens.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I was getting at. I mean, I think later on, but wait till you hear what he says about Job 38, verse 13.
Oh,
He
yeah,
makes it out to be, it's so false to what he's doing. But I just wanted to pop in and say hi. And it's interesting. The debate was kind of boring, if you ask me. But there's one thing coming up that I really wanted to say one thing, and it'll only take about 1 minute. And you guys can hear me okay, I'm assuming?
Yeah, you're perfect, man.
Later on, the idea of NASA lying or the idea that there's a huge conspiracy of people doing this comes up. And I just want to say, I believe the Bible, and I know you guys believe what it says in the Bible. And the Apostle Paul in Ephesians, you guys know what I'm going to say. He said we're not battling against flesh and blood.
That's right.
But and what he really said was
principalities, yeah.
The forces of evil in the darkness, and he said it's like angelic spirits that reside in heaven. And I'm like thinking, what, like if we really look at what he said and really believe it, a lot of I'm just giving you my
sharing what's happened to me. I'm not saying it should happen to anyone else. I'm just saying I've started looking at it so much differently because I think Paul is right. I think that planets, I think that they're involved, and then what they're calling outer space, it's a realm of outer darkness, and they've somehow gotten in there, and that's why we see all the lights in the sky, and that's why SpaceX is doing these crazy things that they're doing, and these are like even the rockets themselves are a manifestation of the fallen angels. Like in Genesis 6 when they came down because they found the women to be beautiful and they wanted, they did what they did. How did they come down? Because I don't think
where did they come down from?
They came
They
down from
fell.
heaven.
Exactly. Yep.
But
Exactly.
well, and here's the thing. Like in Enoch chapter 15, it does mention that the spirits of heaven, they dwell in heaven. And I'm of the opinion that they were buried. Like Enoch talked about this hearing the sentence that was given to those fallen angels for doing that, and it was to be buried in the earth. There was like two sentences that they had that was put upon them, and one was to be buried in the earth for 70 generations, and then after that they were going to be led off to this abyss of fire. And that's where they would be forever or whatever, and or maybe till the end of time or something. But
no, that's
yeah, I don't want to ramble on, but these spirits, they have changed, and that's what this whole debate is about. Flatzoid, your channel is you're like, if we were looking at like an old style battle and there was chariots, going towards each other, you're like in one of the big chariots and you're like lead. No, I'm just saying, there's a lot of people that are and we're not always right. We're not always accurate. We're doing what we're trying to find truth in something where there's so many lies. But I would say I don't think anyone at NASA is lying. I think they believe a lie. And if that makes sense.
They obviously believe look at Dave, for instance, when he worked for NASA, he believed what he was doing.
Yes.
He now understands what he did and why he had to do it a certain way. But when he was working, he believed what he was doing was true.
Right.
Yeah, and he said that the environment there was one of the most positive, awesome places to work. And I think that, can I give a short testimony quick?
Cool.
Yeah.
I was mowing the lawn, and I was listening to the beginning of this show, and I had this thought come through to my head that's true, and only the people who have experienced something like I've experienced will know also that what I'm saying is true. But the other people that haven't experienced it, they're probably not going to even consider the idea that it could be at all true, and that I'm an attention grabber and I'm saying something because I have friends like you now or something. You know what I'm saying? Like there'd be some sort of motive for what I say, but there's not. And it's what I see, as I can only speak for myself, but I know you guys are the same. What I see is a world that, whatever kind of crazy history has happened, we found ourselves right now in this time, which is crazy, by the way.
Absolutely.
What I think we've seen, the truth that we've seen is from God, and I think that, and people will, go against that, but I don't care. That's my testimony. I know that when I learned this, that I didn't learn it from me. I didn't learn it from YouTube. I learned a lot of it from the Bible. I learned a lot of it from the Book of Enoch. I learned a lot of it just by my eyes were opened to a new world, a new heaven, I see the sky entirely different than I did before, and also the Earth. It's underneath us. The people in Australia do a Zoom call and tell them to point up. They're going to point up. It's the same direction. It's simple.
Of course it is.
And anyone that argues with that, I'm not saying there's some evil motive or something, but I'm saying you're being deceived if you allow yourself to openly consider to be truth what is the opposite of truth.
Yeah. You see, I think Joe, like when you say, if people like when you're saying now with the NASA, before they even know about it, and they think they're just doing their life, going on, I believe what I'm doing is true, everything's right. But where the honesty is to come in is when they get challenged. Are the things you're doing actually true? That's when the honesty comes in. Yeah. Are you going to question it, or do like Luca and just Google search everything and just accept what Google says?
Hey, you know I want to comment on Luca. I think that Luca, just his personality or whatever, he speaks slower. And so I think one thing I noticed that you guys have done, and I mean, we all do what we do, is he doesn't quite get to ever finish, almost ever finish his statement. And a lot of times I see Luca's point of view, and it's a sensible, normal point of view. And it's not that he's reading it from Google or AI or whatever. It's that Luca maybe hasn't experienced that thing that I'm talking about. I don't know if there's a word for it. A change that came from the Holy Spirit.
No, of course.
But I'll tell you this much: Luca hangs out on your guys' channels all the time. So cherish that. I'm saying, because Luca is, whatever he might believe, he knows more about another way to believe than ever before, right?
It might be him having a cry for help.
I think, well, and not only that, you guys are cool guys, and your conversations are insightful all the time. And also, they challenge things that we all consider to be obvious, you know. Oh, it's obvious the Earth's a globe. It's obvious that it's rotating. Are you kidding me? Rotating? Huh.
Wow.
I don't know why people like, when I opened my eyes one day, I was like, that's bigger than it being flat or a globe. It never moves. And that's a fact. I was like, it was like I opened my eyes and I was like, it's obvious. The sky moves.
Simple.
Exactly.
Simple.
So I'm gonna get off, and I just wanted to say hi, and I enjoy. Yeah, thank you guys for doing what you're doing.
Well, awesome having you in, man.
Me and you are teaming up.
Yeah.
Nice.
On Melodome.
You're in mute.
Dave. Yeah, on Melodome.
Oh, Dave's muted.
On the trivia charity.
When is this going to happen?
The 10th.
On the 10th.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun.
Be there, be square.
Awesome.
Be there.
Yeah, we'll definitely review that as well.
Yeah, be there.
Be a square earther. I'm just kidding.
We're gonna.
Oh, you guys check this out.
Trivia challenge for charity. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Wow.
Dave,
that's my air motor. I'll give you a different view of it.
Dave, your audio's a bit crackly.
My audio's a bit crackly.
Have you flown in it yet, Joe?
What's that?
Have you flown in it yet?
Yes, I've flown in it many times, and it's fun. I flew in it last night.
Nice. And what's the highest you've been able to go?
I haven't really ventured probably more than even 1,000 feet. I haven't gone very high at all.
Still high, dude.
But I mean, the wind up there is quite hectic. It's scary.
It's like the higher you get, the safer it feels.
Oh, really? Yeah, because that's high. If that's high,
is scary.
I was going to say that's high enough to, like, when you look down, everything looks a bit smaller to make your stomach, your heart jump in your stomach, sort of thing. That's how high.
Because I would think that the turbulence would be quite scary.
Yeah, you don't want any wind. You want very little wind. But, so it hangs off of this right here. Hangs off of these hooks, and then I have a big wing that's like it's like a big kite kind of, just like it's huge,
but you can save fuel. Just don't use an engine because you can ask gravity to hold it for you. Okay.
Oh, I know. Me and
God.
gravity are like this, you know.
So just think, because you're going to lighten the load by taking the engine off, and then gravity will just give the power for you.
Hey, I got an idea. We don't have to even know why there's a direction down. I'll tell you, we know right away when we're like the first or second day we're alive, we know what's going on with that. As soon as we're out of the womb, we know, oh man, there's like a up and a down, you know. Every baby goes up to his mom or dad at some point in time and says, up, up, or down, down, right? They know what's going on. It's simple. And it gets complicated with the so-called education that we all have been given. So snap out of it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Love you guys.
Later,
We'll talk soon.
Nice one.
Definitely, man.
All right.
Cheers.
Bye.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think let's go through. Oh, he was just left, actually. I want to say, guys, 119 votes. Who won the debate? Eftworld is 70% and MCToon 30%. So, yeah, definitely winning the debate, Joe. We obviously can't go on too much tonight because it's already 11 o'clock and stuff. I did promise my wife I'll get to bed a bit earlier tonight than last night. So let's maybe go through the Merriam-Webster dictionary, and then we can definitely do a part 2. But I was thinking tomorrow night we do part 2 of what we had last night on, and then we'll do this part 2 Tuesday. You guys agree with that?
Sounds good.
Why not, dude? Why not?
Awesome. Okay, so let's play a game, guys.
Go on.
Everybody count with us how many times it says horizontal or plane, and then count with us how many times it says curve. And then I want you guys to type it in the chat. You guys ready to play the game?
Go for it.
Okay. We'll start with the nouns. Okay, synonym for level. A device establishing a horizontal line or plane. This means of a bubble or liquid that shows the adjustment to the horizontal by movement of the center of slightly bowed glass tube. A measurement of difference of altitude of 2 points by means of a level. Horizontal condition. Equilibrium fluid marked by horizontal surface and even altitude. Water seeks its own level. I love that. An approximately horizontal line or surface taken as index of altitude. A practically horizontal surface to area of land. A positional scale of rank achievement, blah, blah, blah. A line or surface that cuts perpendicularly to all plumb lines. Does it say plumb lines or all?
All.
Yeah, that it meets and hence would everywhere coincide with the surface of still water. Literally, that says water at rest finds level horizontal. The plane of the horizon or the line in it, a horizontal passage. Okay? The constraints are especially a body of fluid such as blood, normal blood sugar. Okay. Get on the magnitude quantity considering a relation to arbitrary reference value, magnitude intensity. One of these series of discrete parts through which a player moves and progressing. Okay, now let's move on to the verb. To make a line or surface horizontal. To make flat or level. To bring a horizontal aiming position. To bring a common level or plane, equalize. To lay level with as if the ground. So you're laying the same level as the ground. Oopsie, where did I go now? To make something such as color or medium uniform, to find the heights of different points in piece of land, especially with a surveyor's level. To attain or come to a level, a plane leveled at 10,000 feet. To aim a gun either horizontally To bring persons and things of level to deal frankly and openly. Okay, now adjective. Yeah, we're getting to the fun part, guys. A, having no path higher than another. That would be horizontal, correct?
Yeah.
Conforming to the curvature of the liquid parts of Earth's surface.
Okay, that's not a lie.
Okay.
That's the word wizardry. Look at it carefully.
Yeah.
Having no part higher than another, conforming to the curvature of the liquid parts of the Earth's surface, which already told you there wasn't any. So that statement.
Yeah, I told you this was horizontal.
Right, it is true. It's a true statement because there is no curvature to the surface. So it's word wizardry. It's like saying I don't have no money, which really means I do have money.
Exactly. But you understand what it's saying? We literally just read how it tells us that water is always horizontal at rest. Didn't we just read that?
Mm-hmm.
So level water is always horizontal. Now, they're saying conforming to the curvature. It should say actually conforming to no curvature.
Right.
Then look what B stands for. Parallel with the plane of the horizon. Horizontal.
So.
Literally, guys.
I got 11.
The definition from Merriam-Webster is them not understanding that when it says conforming to the curvature parts of water, it's saying it's conforming to water level, which is, what did we read about water level, guys?
Yeah.
All plumb lines.
All,
not some. All plumb lines. It means it's a horizontal plane.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing, Globies.
I got about 11. It was 11. I think. I did see. I nearly counted when you said horizon.
I counted horizon. Horizon is more than.
Oh, I didn't count horizon.
I say that means.
You got 12, didn't you?
Yep, I got 12.
You got 12, didn't you? So, yeah, I got 11, but I didn't count the horizon. That's probably why. I just counted the
But there was a lot. And how much curvatures did we read?
Oh, wow. I didn't count them. I didn't count them.
And that one wasn't specifically saying there's curved water.
Something's make bad to you.
That's crazy. But yeah, guys, that's why. Oh man, this is like insane.
Flat. Is Dave's mic crackly to you?
It was very crackly.
Oh, it's crackly. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Crackly now? Is it still crackly? Is it? No.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right,
totally crackly.
I'll pop out and go back in.
Okay. Cool.
There we go.
Did that help any?
There we go. Yeah, you see, you just reset to a new satellite. That's all.
Probably what it was. We're getting out of distance from the other one. When that happens.
Oh man. So yeah, we'll definitely do a part 2.
Absolutely.
But I think tomorrow night we'll do part 2 of what we went on with last night, because I really want to go on with that chat with MCToon and Sean from Kingdom in Context, and then we'll do this part 2 on Tuesday. What are you guys' thoughts on what we saw tonight so far?
Joe, you're not boring, not at all.
No, Joe rocks.
Goodness, does the same thing every time. But yeah, no, so far so good with Joe, man. Definitely, that was a good starter that you opened with.
Toon looked as nervous as a whore in church.
Aye. Aye.
He was one.
But I love how he conceded and then just afterwards said, "Nah." That's his rebuttal. No. So that's a rebuttal, guys. Just say no.
Of course.
I mean, how would they act if our rebuttal was just to them? No.
That's what they always accuse us of doing.
Yeah.
It's because they use projection. That's all they have is projection.
Aye.
Yeah, Jeff, you rock, man. Everybody rocks you. I really appreciate it. But please, if you haven't already, hit the likes. It really, really does help. Really appreciate you all. So yeah, you gonna have a show later, PJ?
Not tonight. Tomorrow, on my birthday stream. It's just got to be a random one. I haven't got a topic. People just can put in any link they want. We'll have a look at it, just like a video, a few minutes, not like videos, hours and hours. Just people put links in any video they want, and we'll just talk about it, whatever. Just a random stream, man. Just a random stream tomorrow on birthday. I'm just doing the thumbnail now.
Awesome. Yeah. I'll probably come in to sing for you, okay?
Cool. Nice one.
I'll sing a special one for you. One we sing just in South Africa.
That'll be brilliant.
Godzilla 37, thank you very much for gifting 5 memberships. I really appreciate it, man. You rock. Really, really awesome stuff. Really appreciate it. And then Sov, you got a show coming up?
If my internet cooperates, I've not been having luck with that the last few evenings. So
yeah, I've been checking every time I wake. I'm like, where's Sov's show? It's like nothing.
Yeah. It's like and if it starts giving me a rough time trying to set it up, I just go screw it. I'll do it later. I'm not gonna let this thing give me a headache. It's just but yeah, just make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell notification, and hopefully you'll be notified. We'll see what happens.
Oh, awesome stuff. Yeah. And then Augie, obviously you can't talk. Thanks for coming. You rock. And then, it was great to have everybody here. Thank you for coming on all the platforms. You rock. Please hit the like, share the show, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I just want to say thank you, guys, that my subscribers are growing quite steadily.
Yeah, it's good, man.
It's good.
What's yours saying, Dave?
What do you mean? What's
your subs? How many subs you got now?
Oh, shit. I don't know. Hang on 1 second. I'll look real quick.
You must be close to $4,000, didn't you?
Yeah, go to the dash. There we go. 2,199 I have.
Almost getting to. You'll get there.
Excellent, man. Yeah, man. 224. But only a few months ago I was on 54. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I think that's pretty good for me.
It starts getting bigger. Yeah, it took mine a little bit. And then it went going.
Gets there, man. It's excellent. I love it. I do like streaming. I've got used to it now. So, but the thing is, it's taken away from my fishing. I need to go fishing one day. Nice avatar, Og.
Yeah, that's what I say. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming. Really appreciate you. Appreciate all your support. You guys are really, really awesome. We'll see you all tomorrow night